usual, we have in the order first Dr. Chandrasekhar and Praveen sir.
Greetings of the day. I thank the organizers for giving an opportunity to present this paper. I'm a retired principal of a teacher training college, and this is based on a study which I've done. For some time, I've also been doing online teaching, and this is the title of the paper. Well, I'll tell you something about the motivation for research, the statement of the problem, the research questions, the findings, and the novelty of my contribution. Okay, we all know that there's healthy body and healthy mind, you'll be happy. We all know that. We also know that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We are all familiar with this. But then what happened when during the COVID-19? We found children sitting in front of the computer learning like this. Instead of using print text, they were using digital text. There was restriction in movement, they couldn't travel. They couldn't play, where it's actually learning happens when they play. Now, how this was becoming a big problem, parents and teachers were worried. Okay, so as a parent and as a teacher, I was also worried. So what's the problem? Now, teachers have seen children playing like this, happy faces, but that was in the classroom. And parents, they found that when the children were called to study, sitting beside them, they showed no interest. Now, the feedback I found was that there were changes in the response children were giving. Their thinking patterns tended to change. In fact, their behavior, general demeanor also changed. So I started wondering, is it because of the shift to online pedagogy? Probably, because these are major changes. These changes were not seen before, pre-COVID. Okay, so what are my research questions? What are the reasons for this change? Knowledge reception mainly through digital text, the reason? Is it because of the absence of physical exercises? Is it because of overconsumption of snacks when they're at home every time they eat? Go and sit. Is it because of these? I try to find out. What is a methodology? Empirical analytical study. I try to draw on research findings from neuroscience. That is why it's an interdisciplinary study. And I checked this with the behavior patterns and what neuroscience says about behavior. And try to draw inferences and possible causes for the change in behavior. So what are my main findings are that the rise of stress, inability to self-check emotions, tendency to be introvert, marked difference in thinking style, these are all things that I found during this study. As you all know, when you provide input through online, it's morely visual. It affects thinking pattern. In fact, there is a profound affinity for visual input, and this, neuroscience says, affects thinking pattern. So a lot of things, neuroscience can help us find solutions. So what is my major contribution to this? The perceived change in learner behavior is because of the online learning. It negatively affects brain development. See, normally the brain tends to form new connections, but the repetitive mode in which they are receiving input is affecting them. My study will help curriculum designers design new ways of teaching, new textbooks. In fact, neuroscience has a major role to play when we are using online learning. It is imperative. That is my major finding. So these are select references. In fact, in the limited time allotted, I have not been able to mention everything, but there are many more studies. Okay, thank you so much.
It's a very relevant topic at the current time, and you have chosen a very, your findings, your novelty is something which needs to be corroborated with more research. So this is something which is having a very good future, or you can say if you are going to collaborate with some other researcher doing some kind of research in this field. So there is a good chance of getting this kind of work published also. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
This is the need of the time. Anyone else? Co-chairs, you want?
Sir, it was in fact quite interesting one to begin with, sir, because we all majorly being into the profession of in the Department of Education, I think this is the need of the hour for us to think and focus about the importance of other elite areas to make students not get affected by online teaching. So the role of neuroscience and neurolinguistic research has really given us new introspects. Thank you for that paper.
Thank you,
We
sir.
wish to read the full article, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.